All right. All right. And we have our stream. So, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Sounds and Sights Daily Show with your host, Nick Sines. So, today, what I wanted to talk about a little bit was about what I chose to spend my time doing today as an artist to advance my shit. So, I actually wrote it down a little bit. So, I spent a good amount of today's Saturday, so weekend. I was able to spend the whole day kind of figuring out what I wanted to do. So this morning, woke up, planned it, but basically it boiled down to three major things. The first of which was I'm currently creating a website for artists like myself, like any other artist who may be watching right now. It's something that I've been working towards for the past probably 6 months to a year. I myself have been an artist I've been producing for 10 years. I've been writing my own songs and releasing music for a little over 3. So I've been at this thing a little while, and I've learned a lot of little gems and, things along the way. And I want to share that with everybody, who is interested. So the kind of one of the main things I was thinking about today was, as an artist, like what would actually be valuable to me and to anybody else who is thinking about doing this music production, singing, thing that we do as people that are making music, and is just as creative, people that are using music as a creative outlet. So one of the things that I was thinking about was kind of the concept of open sourcing my Ableton sessions. So I'm a software engineer for my day job. What open source means in that world is this is software that you can use pretty much, you can view, you can see it, you can see how it works, you can use it however you want. So there's a little bit of difference, but so for the music, what I want to do is basically open it up. I want people to be able to see underneath the hood how I make the songs and the sounds that I make. Because, there's only so much that a TikTok video or even a YouTube video can explain, because you're kind of sitting there explaining everything, which helps set the context. But at the end of the day, your decisions, your actions, the actual project session itself and how it ended up is kind of like what speaks volumes, because that's what you actually ended up kind of doing in real life and sticking with. So one of the things I wanted to do was to create a place where, at least initially, it would just be for me, or not for me, but it would be my own projects. Any song that I've already released, I'm going to put the Ableton sessions on there up for download. So that was kind of point number one of something that would be immediately valuable. I feel like I've heard a lot of artists, even people like Phineas or whomever, like, people are wondering, there are so many fantastic producers out there in the world. Why can't we see more of their sessions and their stems? So I think that's something I've wondered myself. I think I even posted about it. Like, why doesn't Skrillex post one of his sessions? Like, even just the hint of showing a session, like he did, I think it was for like the Fuji opener, or maybe there's like some little EP. Oh, Mumbai Power, and I think Fuji opener. I don't know if that was the exact track name, but basically he did a YouTube video just playing the song and just scrolling through his Ableton session. And people, there were like videos that were spawned from that around how, oh, this is how he does his bus grouping. This is like just analyzing all this stuff, which honestly influenced my own way of doing music. So it's like, if something so benign as showing a YouTube video of not even explaining anything, literally just showing a YouTube video of you scrolling around your own session can help the artist community at large, like, I am part of that community. Like, why would I not want to help me and people who are doing the same thing that I am doing? So that's kind of the first thing that I thought. The second thing that I was thinking about, I don't think I actually wrote it down, but throughout my journey, I've been blocked a few times. I've gotten frustrated. I've gotten writer's block. I've, there's just a lot of ways in which I've run up against a wall, and I thought, what what am I doing? Either I suck, or the creative gods just aren't blessing me today. Whatever it ended up being, it was frustrating, and it's a lonely place. Trying to reason past that. In your own mind. Okay, like I don't suck. I think I don't suck. I just need to keep doing it. But doing that by yourself is hard. So what I want to do is kind of open myself up, and whoever else might be willing to do something like this, to like a, not necessarily like a mentorship, but just somebody to talk through some of these things as artists that we experience. And if it's mixing, if it's getting your sound to where you want it to be and you're getting stuck, or if it's you're writing a song and you don't necessarily know how have the tools to make it feel the way that you want. Like, I think there's a lot of good that comes with just talking to someone about it, even if they don't know anything about it. Like, just speaking out loud and verbalizing what you're trying to do kind of almost can spark a match in your own mind about maybe some ideas, because just there's a lot of stuff that floats in your head, but until you actually say it, or write it down, or kind of get it out of your brain, just kind of circling in there, it can possibly not reach its full potential, is what I found. So, like, even with my wife, she's not, a musical artist in the degree that I am, but I've learned a lot and have gotten a lot of good feedback, even just from talking aloud some of my thoughts and some of my my fears and whatever I felt about this music thing. So that's kind of another way that I think I could potentially help people that are doing this music thing for real. So anyway, that was kind of one of the first things that was on my mind today. Let's see, what are we at? All right, we're at 7 minutes. So I generally want to keep these anywhere from like 10 to 12 minutes. So I'll go through a little bit more, but after that, we'll probably call it. But this is pretty cool. This is the first live Sounds and Sights session. And, I did this in another kind of context as the Nick Signs show, where it was kind of more about me and what I was doing. And it's going to be a little bit about that, just because I am an artist working, and, that's just kind of, I think, would be, beneficial to talk through what I'm doing, so that you guys can understand and take any ideas that I'm doing. Fucking take it. Like, any you'll see I'm literally live streaming every single production session that I do. If there's any value that you can get, whether it's seeing me flail at EQing guitars and then finally getting it at the end, and then understanding why maybe that worked, like, take whatever you can from this. This is really what this is for. It's awesome for me, because I just get to do the thing that I love the most in this world, and also it's beneficial for you because you get to learn and see, and hopefully get inspired and do your own shit, which is more power to you. That's what it's all about. So one more thing I do want to say that I think has been kind of a little bit of a turning point. I was getting frustrated with creating content and creating music, and the balance between those two things. This has been something that I've been working on for a long time, and I've struggled with for a long time. So I didn't necessarily have the framework in place to be able to balance those things, and it's still something I'm working on, in all honesty, but I've learned a lot. So one of the little gems that I've learned is that once you're out of your kind of creative thing, like, let's say you're writing a song, or let's say today I was doing a production session. I made a little video where I just recorded myself doing my production session. I happened to stream it live, but you don't have to do that. But there are a lot of little interesting moments in there. So what I've done is basically just set a reminder that right after I'm done doing whatever the actual music thing is, take 30 minutes, make a video, take a selfie, even just saying how it went, or something like, maybe like a before and after. But there's all this great context that you have right after you finish something that completely goes away unless you write it down. But that's a pain. So my suggestion to myself and to whoever might be listening right now, you know, something for you to try is couple your music con- couple your music creation process with your content creation process. There's a lot of opinions around batching and doing doing one big content day and then just spreading it out for a week, and that could be very valuable. If you have a good memory and if you remember what you were talking about and are diligent enough to write it down. But for me, my memory is shit, and sometimes my writing down is not the best. I'm working on it. But having the two kind of be coupled together really makes me feel like in one music session I am accomplishing, like, I'm moving forward with music, or I'm creating a new song, or I'm advancing a song to be sound better, be more meaningful, whatever it is, better than it was before. And in that same session, I'm communicating that out, because that's kind of just like a reality of, as someone with the goal of becoming a bigger artist and having an audience of people that want to come to my shows and do all that shit, like that's part of it. So, I think it's something that I'm going to continue to try, and you'll be able to see daily, how it's going. I have my wife helping me out a little bit. So I think I have that luxury, but honestly, the concept of it, where just while your mind's fresh after you've done your music, and you've kind of exhausted your gas and you're like, okay, ready to take a break, just take that 20-30 minutes, make whatever little content around what you just did, and then be done. Then you've done the thing that you set out to do, and it's like a plus and one of creating some content around it. So anyway, so with that, I'm gonna say this is our first Sounds and Sights daily show that we've done live, and I think I'm going to continue to do it this way because, I think eventually, as more people come and this community builds, I want to be able to interact with you guys live. Like, send me messages, say hi, ask me questions, anything that I can possibly do to help this artist community. I'm here for it. So until next time, rock on, and I'll see you tomorrow.